Any questions you would like to ask?
Yes, Maharaji. Is it possible that someone here present in the hall now has been initiated by you in a dream or something like that? In a dream or something like that?
Why are you worried about initiation in a dream when the other facilities are available?
Yes.
There is a necessity to initiate in a dream.
I was wondering, hearing that, and that's why I ask you.
You can ask them.
Yes.
They know better, but they are practically initiated.
Yes.
By the representatives or by me.
It's only by the representatives, through the representatives.
Same thing, by representative or by me personally. It makes no difference.
By you personally?
It makes no difference.
Okay, thank you, Maharaji.
Maharaji, I'm asking a question for another satsangi. They would like to know that when there's a grand disillusion and all the souls have gone back to Sachkhand, will they have to return again when the creation starts again?
Not after the grand dissolution.
Not after the grand dissolution.
Those who go beyond, you see, those who go back to the Father after the fourth stage, they will not come back at all.
They will never have to come back at all, ever again?
No.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Master.
Maharaji, I want to thank you for the good food here we get every day. And I visited yesterday the kitchen here, and I was very impressed by the love the Sevadas prepared the food for us. And thank you for the love.
Brother, I have said so many times, I don't know whom you are thanking, because the institution belongs to every satsangi, every seeker. So we all one big family. And you can thank each one of you. You see, just one another, that's all. I'm nothing to be particularly thanked for. It belongs to every satsangi. They are the host and they are the guest. They think it a privilege to serve. You see, it's a very rare opportunity if anybody gets a privilege to serve anybody. And those who give them opportunity to serve, they are also, you see, giving them facility to serve, you see. They are also obliging them that they are serving them. Because it's very rarely you get opportunity to serve anybody. So those who give us opportunity to serve them, we should be thankful to them also.
Maharaji, I'm afraid to go inside.
Pardon?
I'm afraid to go inside.
Prize?
Afraid to go inside.
What he said? I don't. Yes, please.
Is it very difficult to go inside? Is it difficult to go inside?
Well, I can say it's not easy to go inside. Of course it's very difficult. It looks so easy. Sanskrit philosophy looks so easy to understand, very difficult to follow.
Thank you, Maharaji.
Dear Master, what can I do to be attached only to you and not to other person?
I can tell you in secret, only meditation.
Maharaji?
Yes, please.
All of us want very much to be good disciples, and with your grace, we're able to meditate and follow the vows. But I have a very, very active mind, and it doesn't want me to do Simran, and it doesn't even want me to concentrate at satsang. I know the professor said that that's its job, the mind's doing its job. I just wonder why my mind has to do such a good job.
Do you know anyone whose mind is not very active? Everybody's mind is active. It's a question of degree.
Is it karma?
Every mind is very active.
Is it karma that makes some minds fight against the Simran, or is it lack of effort on our
No,
part?
it is not a lack of effort. It is because it is in the habit of spreading into the creation since ages and ages. So it has become very active to run out, to go out.
And for those with these very active minds, especially in the West, is it better or worse to do worldly work where you have to think a lot? It seems to give my mind an excuse to think all day and all night. Is it better to try to do work where you don't have to think so much?
I think you should leave that thinking in the office when you come home and pick up that thinking again when you go to the office.
Master, you told me that 10 years ago. Thank you for your grace.
I'm glad I'm not changed.
As beautiful as ever.
Maharaji, what exactly is the cup that is discussed in all the books, the cup which we are holding in front of you, and the cup which is to be cleaned before you...
Heart, mind, not physical heart. Heart is only an expression of the mind. It is the mind, cup of mind.
Is it the subconscious mind or the conscious mind?
Same, mind is same. It is the mind.
Yes. Maharaji, another question, please. You tell us that the Shabad has created the creation, and it is upholding the creation. It is in every particle, it is in every cell, and it is in everything.
You have read all about it in St. John also.
Yes. Maharaji, now, how is it that when Shabad is so intimately connected with the creation, that it does not become contaminated like the souls who are in the creation?
What is soul? Soul is just a spark of that Shabad. Soul is also a spark of the Shabad. Soul is nothing else.
But Maharaji, the souls get contaminated with karma, but the Shabad apparently does not. How is that possible?
Shabad always remains pure.
How is that possible?
See, drop, when it merges with the dirt, it becomes the dirt. As long as it is a sea, it doesn't become dirty at all. And potentially, the same water is in a drop, the same water is in the sea. But it only becomes dirty when it merges with the dirt. Otherwise, the whole dirt of the world, you put it in the sea will remain pure. Sea will not be contaminated. Yes?
You often talk about building the atmosphere of meditation and keeping contact with the Master throughout the day. Do you think it would be a good idea for us to think of the Master as being with us physically? For instance, if I'm driving in my car, I may think of the Master as sitting next to me in the seat.
Well, if you think too much about the Master, then you may not meet an accident. And along with you, Master will also be injured then.
But if I'm
So in order to save him,
yeah.
you better not think about him at that time.
Well, there are other situations, say in the office or other
Yes,
places.
whenever your mind is free, you can think.
And is it all right to project outside of myself that maybe,
Yes, there is no harm.
maybe you're with
It's
me?
a good thing.
It's a good thing?
Whenever you are mentally free.
Okay, thank you.
Radhaswami Master,
Yes, please.
I saw you last in 1981 and at Dara, and I must say that I'm overwhelmed at how beautiful you look. 5 or 6 years later, you look younger, and your beauty seems greater. And even
Probably you are seeing me from a great distance.
well, I think it's just greater blessings coming from you. And I'm thinking of the Shabad, and I'm wondering, is it destined the moment that a disciple is able to hear the Shabad? Is that a destined moment?
Sister, beauty is not in the object. Beauty is in the person who sees the object. Beauty is in his heart who sees his beloved. Beauty is not in the beloved. It is in the eyes of the lover. Just attend to your meditation. That is the main thing.
Thank you, Master.
Yes?
Maharaji, I have a question about the heart. I remember a satsang of professors a few years ago where he said, Swamiji said that the disciple's heart should be as soft as a rose petal.
So
Swamiji said that the disciple's heart should be as soft as a rose petal. And you were talking about the softness of the heart the other day. And I was wondering if you
heart should be very strong.
Soft.
So I never said our heart should be like a stone. When did I say that?
No, I was just thinking about what Professor said and what you said about the softness of the heart and wondering if you talk more about that. The heart is the feelings or the heart is the mind?
Well, sister, these all emotions are with the mind. Heart expresses those emotions physically here. But all those expressions or emotions is in the mind. But in the body, those expressions are physically expressed through the heart. Otherwise, all these emotions are part of the mind.
And this comes from meditation. What is this? You see, I feel as though my heart feels very closed often. And so I want to know, what is this softening of the heart?
Softening means you see, compassionate heart, kind heart, loving heart, helpful heart, who sheds tears even if there is any problem in the enemy's house. It becomes so soft. If anybody sees suffering, he starts shedding tears. That should be so soft.
Could I ask another question?
Please.
In this world, it's as though there's so much pain, and we try to protect ourselves from feeling this pain. And it's as though in doing that, we cut ourselves off from love in a certain way, receiving love and giving love. And yet on the spiritual path, it's as though love and pain go hand in hand, the pain of longing. Is there a connection between that worldly pain and love, and then the spiritual pain and love?
Sister, nobody is happy in this creation. Humans are top of the creation. Even they are suffering. And we go through that suffering. We experience that suffering every day. And you cannot describe the suffering of the lower species. So this world is nothing but suffering. And that is why saints tell us to leave this creation. You cannot improve it. You cannot get rid of the suffering as long as you're part of this creation. Because mind is very powerful. And we are always doing some sort of karma, we are tempted here and there, become slave of the senses, always collecting dirt here and there. And then we have to come back again to pay for those karmas. So suffering is continued.
But spiritually, we want the pain of love. We want the pain of love spiritually, and yet in a worldly sense...
Pain of love for whom?
Lord, you.
Then Lord. So if that love is there, there's pleasure in that pain. Not the worldly love. There's a pleasure in the pain when we are in love with the Father. Not for the worldly love. And tendency of the love is inward and upward. No matter how much we suffer, there is a certain type of pleasure which we do not want to get rid of.
Maharaji, would you be so kind as to share with all of us here some of the happiest moments that you've...
Pardon?
Would you be so kind as to share with all of us here some of the happiest moments of your life?
My happiest moment of my life? I can tell you my miserable time of my life. I don't know about the happiest moment. So many happiness come and go, come and go, come and go. But the agony which I have gone through, that I can't forget. That moment of a life I always remember. That was when I came to know that I have been nominated to serve you all. Those who were around me, they know it. I even ran away from Dera. And thanks, I would say, for a couple of friends who brought me back at night, back to Dera. I can't forget that.
I'm back. Master, you just said that it was good to picture the Master or to think about the Master when your mind is free. Is that equal to doing Simran if our mind is free?
You are doing Simran. You are remembering your Master. Your attention is entirely towards your Master. You are doing Simran. It's equally good.
Wow.
That is Dhyan.
Thank you. And
gratitude is towards the Master. But don't try to substitute for proper Simran in your morning sitting.
so just the rest of the day.
Yes. That's okay.
Nice. And one more question. Do you have some advice for people who are working in the mental health field, psychologists, social workers, people who work with the problems of the mind? Do you have any advice for them?
Brother, everybody has one's own problem. Everybody has to sort out their individual problem. You can't generalize them. You can't give any guideline for that. Everybody has to sort out their own individual problems.
Master, why do all the saints have to, or they appear to be so worldly? For instance, work the land, or they're builders, or it would seem that their real work would be to be communing with the Father all the time.
Well, brother, if your family grows, doesn't Father has to do something to lodge them or to look after them? He doesn't just give birth and throw them on the roads. He has to lodge them, he has to look after them, he has to provide them with all ways and means for them to grow. That is also part of his duty. His only duty is not to produce them, also to look after them. So if nothing saints do, but they don't do it for themselves, there's nothing in their name, all belongs to the satsangis, to the seekers, to the lovers of God. It doesn't belong to them at all. So they want something, some roof under their head, some food to eat, some comfort to stay. So if the guiding force is not there to help them, how would they be looked after? There will be all confusion everywhere. See, there were good old days when one has 10 or 12 disciples. You are here, you will go there, you will go there, you will go there. And some will follow you, some will join you, you will run away from them. But with so many people, what will you do? If these arrangements should not have been there with Delhi Sevadars, how could you comfortably sit in the hall and you have your meals and you have your bookings? So many other problems which are cropping up. So some sort of organization, some sort of help has to be there. We are meant to be helpful to each other. There's nothing wrong with it. And we shouldn't be, that is not our main object. Our main object is something different in life. These are means to an end. We are not lost in these things. And we cannot ignore such things also. In the great master's time, probably there was only one staff member, Lala Munshi Ram, and one in charge of Langar, who used to work under Lala Munshi Ram. That's all. Very few people. They would come and go. Such big organization was not required at all. When it started growing right in his lifetime, so he increased his staff members to look after the Sangat. So it started growing and growing. As you know, great master requested Babaji Maharaj that I'd like to dig a well for you here, because people has to bring water for Babaji Maharaj and Sangat from the neighboring village. And Maharaji used to tell us, one day he himself brought a pitcher of water on his head for Babaji's bath. And you know, the people who are not used to take so much weight on their head, how hard it is for them. And before that, he realized he didn't know from where the water is coming. He was going to take bath, the water was brought from the river. And he saw that water is not, the water was brought from the village. He saw the water is very pure. And he looked around, he said, there is no well at all near about the colony, near about the Babaji's house. From where has this water come? So on his asking, he was told that from the neighboring village. And great master thought, okay, for me they have to bring water all the way from that. It is about 1/4 of a mile. So he was feeling very embarrassed. Next day he himself went to bring the water for Babaji Maharaj. And it was a great struggle, he used to say, to bring one pitcher for the langar and for the Babaji Maharaj. Then he requested Babaji Maharaj, if you permit me, I'd like to dig a well here. Because water has to come from a great distance. And everybody needs the water, it's a necessity. And Babaji said, I am a sadhu. I don't want to bind myself to any particular place. Today I am here, tomorrow I may be somewhere else. Why do you want to dig a well here? He said, even if you taste my water for one day, I'll be happy, I'll be satisfied. I don't bind you with this well. And Babaji Maharaj just started thinking for 4-5 minutes. Then he said, all right, I won't be bound by this well, but you will be bound here. So then from that day, this whole colony or institution starts growing. First, Babaji Maharaj never thought of permanently staying here. Then, so many, you must have read history and letters and all that. Then other buildings slowly and slowly started, you see. These are the simple necessities of life.
Master, as I grow older and balance more physical karma, will that make my meditation any easier?
Pardon?
As I balance physical karma, day-to-day stuff, up and down, does that make meditation easier?
What is physical karma?
Tripping and falling on my face, or I don't know. What I mean is, I read in the books that, living in this human form, you balance a lot more karma than you would on a higher plane. I'm just wondering if that will make meditation easier.
Karmas are not in our hand that we can go through. They automatically take care of themselves.
I was just wondering if it would make meditation easier, say, 10 years from now. Do you understand? No?
The main thing is concentration. That makes meditation easier. All others are means to achieve that.
Thank you.
Master, a Persian mystic said about being with his beloved Master, if heaven is on earth, this is it.
What is that?
If heaven is on earth, this is it. Thank you.
Maharaji, could you please describe the love that the Sadguru feels for the disciple?
I should describe love? You better experience it rather than describe it. Love is something to be experienced. You can't describe it by words. Books are full with it. But if you describe the sweetness of any sweets, you cannot describe. At the most you will say it's very sweet. But that doesn't, it doesn't give any credit to the sweets, the word sweet. It has to be experienced to know what sweet is. Love has to be experienced. By reading about the love lyrics about others, a love story about the others, you know basic things of love, but unless you experience it, you don't know what you have to go through. There's nothing to describe about the Master and the Lord. Books are all full with it. You see, the necessity of the master, our relationship of the soul and the Father is that of love. And we can only love whom we have seen, with whom we have mixing, whose association, company we have, whom we know. Only those faces, those things we love. These lands, property we love, their registration is in our land. We love our children, wife, friends. With some we have blood relations. Others we have right from the childhood. We have their affinity and associations. So we are in love with them. So without seeing, we cannot be in love with anybody. So how can we love God whom we have never seen? How can we love those mystics whom we have never seen? Loving those past mystics is loving the Lord. They are as distant from us as the Lord Himself. Where is the necessity to love them? Why not love the Lord direct? We only need the Master because He is at our level. And Lord is not our level. Being at our level, He is also at the level of the Father. So through that channel, we will be in love with the Father. That is the only necessity of knowing the Master. If we have to love our past masters, why not love the Lord direct? Where is the necessity of a medium? Those masters were great masters. 1,000 years they came. They helped their disciples. They pulled them from this creation, took them back to the Lord, and they have done their job. And we are impressed by their teachings, by their nobility. But we cannot take any advantage from personal advantage from them. Because they are not at our level at all. As Christ said, that Moses cannot deliver you bread from heaven now. I can deliver you that bread from heaven. He could deliver that bread from heaven when he was in the flesh. And same thing he was describing to the disciple of John the Baptist. That you are looking still to John the Baptist. He is not going to come to help you. Now you have to come to me. And then he also says, yet any mother has to give a birth a greater than John the Baptist. But you are only privileged for a season to rejoice in His light. For a season, for a particular time. He explained very clearly. We may interpret in any way we like. But He told us the necessity of the living master of our own level. So, since we do not see the Lord, we do not know where He is, and without our love for the Father, we cannot go back to Father. So we are seeking some medium. Someone through whom we can love the Father. Who is in love with the Father, and through His love, we also want to go back to the Father. Because we go where our attachments are. That is why Christ said, unless you become worthy of me, you cannot become worthy of the Father. Worthy of me unless you become me, part of me. You cannot become part of Father. He said, you have seen me, I have seen the Father. So through me you have also seen the Father. Then somebody didn't believe it. He said, oh ye of little faith. You have no faith what I am talking about. So that is the necessity of a master. They are waves of the same ocean. Lord is ocean, mystics are waves. Wave rises for a certain period, emerges back into the sea again. It's a part of that ocean. It cannot be separated from the ocean. No matter how high it rises, but it cannot be separated from the ocean. It always remains part and parcel of the ocean. That's what Guru Nanak says. Saints are just waves of that divine ocean. Anything you throw to a wave, it will just take it back to the bottom of the sea. So that is the main thing we have to understand. What is the necessity of a master? Why should we go to a master? Either we don't need a master, we can worship the Lord direct. If we need him, it has to be living. There is no other way. Otherwise, they are as far away from us as the Father himself. Then why look to Christ? Why not look to Moses? Why not look to John the Baptist? Why not look to other mystics whom Christ even praises? Whom Christ says, you see, he was the greatest of the mystics, John the Baptist. No woman has given a birth to a greater soul than him. And why not look to him? Why to Christ? But he is also as far away as John the Baptist, as the Moses. And then he says that for a little while I am with you. Then you will search me and I will be no more. You can work while it is day. Night cometh, nobody can work. While I am in flesh, while I am living, it's a day for you. We can only work in day, we cannot work at night. So as night will come, when I will be no more in the flesh, then you cannot make use of me. If we thoroughly study Bible, New Testament, without prejudice, with open mind, there's no difference of teaching between Santmat of different saints, Sufi saints, or Indian saints, and that of the Christ. They all speak the same language. They have all same spiritual truth to share with us, all spiritual experience to explain to us. Spirituality at the base of every religion is same. And mystics don't create any religion at all. We people arrest their teaching after their death into certain organization. And slowly that organization becomes very, very strong. Reality is lost, and rituals and ceremonies and organizations are left. Shells are left, reality is lost. That is why so many conflict between so many religions. Then we have world religions conferences. I have yet to see anybody converting each other. They just do it for their own glory, for their own fame. I have yet to see any bishop becoming a Mohammedan, any Mohammedan priest becoming a Christian. Yet they try to speak at the top of their voice on the same platform. We are all one, we should become one. But how to become one? We are all fanatic in our own religion. We are rigid in our own religion. We do not want to come out of these traditions. How can we become one? We have to break these channels. We are one. Our Lord is one. Humans he has made alike. He is within every one of us. We have to search him within. What is the difference? Countries can't divide us. Nations can't divide us. But yet we have so many divisions in this creation. That is why the conflict. Because we give more importance to these traditional organizations rather than to the spirituality. If we go to the bottom of any religion and we color ourselves with that spirituality, we feel we are one. There's no difference at all. We are children of the same Father. Very simple truth which every religion believes there is one God. Nobody has denied there are so many. Everybody believes he is within every one of us. So it's natural. If he is within every one of us, we have to search him within. We cannot search him outside at all. So if we have to search him within, then path leading back to him can also be the same. It cannot be different with different people. We are all made alike. So those who try to search him within, for them there is only one path. Those who try to seek him outside, they are just lost in illusions. They are just confused by all these intellectuals and the books. Lord is within, then we cannot deceive the Lord. We have to see what we are doing. We are being watched day and night. We always do bad deeds when we think nobody is watching us. Nobody is seeing me. We are free to do anything we feel like. If we know somebody is watching us 24 hours, we will refrain from all those acts. We will refrain from cutting each other's throats. But we think he is hiding somewhere. We can deceive the whole public, we can deceive the whole people, nations. We can deceive ourselves, but we cannot deceive him who is right within every one of us. They are such simple truths which every religion preaches us. And yet nobody tries to understand the implication of all these simple things. If a 5-year child is standing before us, we dare not do anything evil. We are more frightened from him than the Lord who is right within us. What type of love we have for the Father? So we give more importance to these rituals and religions and traditions rather than to the reality and the truth. Path is same, necessity of the master is there, and we have to create our love and devotion for the Father. There is no other way to accept this to go back to the Father. Because we go where our treasure is, where our attachments are. If we are attached to these objects of creation, faces of the creation, we have to come back. If we are attached to him, we will definitely go back to him. Nobody can detain us in this creation. So only through the help of the mistakes, we have to pull our roots from this creation and attach ourselves to the Father. You see, soul's inclination is automatically towards the Father. We don't have to create that seed of love within us. It is automatically there. It is natural. Potentially every soul is Lord. Every soul is God. Needle is always attracted towards the magnet. You leave the needle, it will just go like, and you see, at once go to the magnet. But if you put 50 kilo weight over it, what can the poor needle do? So soul is always attracted by the Father. Because that is the natural relationship with the soul, with the Father, that of love. But when the weight of the mind is there, what can the soul do? So we have only to eliminate the weight of the mind from the soul. So meditation, the mistakes help us to eliminate that weight of the mind and senses. And then that love which is already in the soul for the Father, it gets the opportunity to grow. And grow to become one with Him. That is why Christ said, unless you take another birth, you cannot become Father. Because after the birth, child starts growing. He learns to lie down, he learns to sit, he learns to stand, he learns to walk, he learns to run, and grows to become matured man. So similarly, when we come to the path, we also start our new life. We have just taken birth. And we spiritually grow and grow and grow and grow to become one with the Father. So we shouldn't try to bind ourselves into narrow channels of religions, of communities, of caste, creed, countries. We should try to bind ourselves to the Father. So He is one, so we are all. That's why Christ said there will be one shepherd and one fold. He is the shepherd and we are all sheep, one fold. Nobody will bother whether you are Christian or whether you are Muslim or whether you are Hindu or whether you are Sikh or whether you have come from India or whether you have come from America. Nobody is going to ask these things. All these things are related to our body. And we are going to bury this body under the earth, or it will be consumed by fire. So all these things just finish by the earth or by the fire. Soul has no religion. When God has no religion, how can the soul have any religion? When sea has no religion, no nation, nationality, no caste, no creed. When sea doesn't have it, how can a drop can have these things? When the sun doesn't have any religion, any caste and creed, how can a ray of a sun can be arrested into any religion, any caste and any creed? So we have created all these divisions. We must rise above these things. And then you will feel so near to each other. You will all feel one. You will feel no difference with one another at all. The higher you go towards the Father, the nearer you will feel to each other. You will become more compassionate, more loving, more kind, more helpful to one another. Automatically you will come nearer to each other. Any other questions you'd like to ask?
Maharaji, we've so enjoyed basking in your light during this session. And I know for many of us it hurts to have to go back to so-called normal life. And I'm wondering if you can explain to us how the separation from the beloved is beneficial to the disciple.
Well, sister, you know the depth of your love and emotions when you are separated from your beloved. Separation helps in many ways. It increases the love and depth. And you also become conscious how deeply in love with you are with your object. It is only the presence who influences you, or there is something very deep-rooted pull is within you, even if you are 1,000 miles away from you. You yourself know it. You are just influenced by the circumstances, by the atmosphere, or there is really love in you. It gives an opportunity everybody to know oneself. You feel His presence only when you are present physically there, and even otherwise you feel His presence always. This gives an opportunity to us to know ourselves. And once the Lord has brought us on the path, He never forsakes us. He is more anxious to pull us towards Him. His grace is always coming and coming, but sometimes we are not receptive to it. We are more receptive to the worldly ambitions and worldly pulls, and worldly obligations. Yes?
Master, how does an individual know if the desire to reach Trakuti or any region truly accessible or delusions of grandeur? How does an individual know if the desire to reach a region, having a goal in meditation such as reaching Trakuti or going to Sachkhand, how does one know if that's truly accessible to that individual or merely delusions of grandeur? Is this accessible to everyone you've initiated, or are there some people that
Well, brother, whosoever, wherever the seed is, it has to grow. It has to grow to become the tree. And while growing, it has to pass through so many phases. So these are all phases through which we have to go. All these stages. So every stage, every seed has to pass through those phases of growing. Similarly, every soul has to pass through those regions before it can merge back into the Father.
But how does someone know if that's accessible? In other words, it seems it's easy to become irresponsible on this path because you are with us and you are so powerful and magnificent. We all know intuitively that you will take us back to the Father. But it's
one thing one should always keep in mind, we should not be lost in these stages, in this progress. Our main object is meditation, our master, our devotion to the Father.
Then there's no
whatever has to come will automatically come. We are just explained at the time of initiation the barest minimum things. We have not explained anything in detail at all. We have just explained the barest minimum knowledge which we should have. So whether you keep that knowledge with you or whether you forget the knowledge, it absolutely makes no difference. The main thing is you are with your master and you are in love with the meditation and you are doing your duty. But since our intellect has to be satisfied, so though so many books have been written, so many questions are answered, so many meetings are held, so many discussions are held, just to satisfy the intellect.
Well, it seems in Sarmat literature that attempting to get to become liberated, to get to Trakuti, to shed the mind, seems to be the sole objective of Sarmat as far as a practical goal in meditation is.
See, we have recently published a book, Bulle Shah. If you will come across in his poem, he said, if it is in my hand, I'll throw all these religious books into the sea. They're more confusing than they lead us anywhere. There's nothing to talk about, nothing to write about except the Lord, the Lord, the Lord, the Master. Nothing else there is in this creation.
Thank you, Master.
He has been a very, very bold mistake. And I am surprised how he was not crucified by the fanatic religious people. Probably he was the only one who saved. He says, blacken the face of karma. Throw all these prayers into the mud. And fasting Muslims, see, they always fast. He says, burn these fasts. You don't need anything. There's nothing is required except love and devotion. See, they rise above all these things. Yes?
Master, is the soul always in agony, being separated from the Shabad?
Pardon?
Is the soul always in agony, being separated from the Shabad form of the Master?
Soul always?
Is it always in agony, being separated from the Shabad form of the Master?
Naturally, that is why we are all unhappy. What makes us unhappy in this creation? The separation from the Father, nothing else. No matter we have the whole world at our command, we have all the pleasures of the world, we will feel lonely and we will not be happy permanently.
And you say...
So these worldly objects, worldly faces, they don't give us any pleasures at all. They are only temporary things, short-lived pleasures. And their reactions are still worse. The real happiness lies in His love and His devotion. Because that is the natural inclination of the soul. As I gave an example yesterday, a wife is separated from a husband. She is yearning to become one with him. You keep her in a palace. You load her with diamonds, jewelry. You give her all the respect. You can't make her happy. All what she needs is her husband, his company. So similarly, no matter what the Lord places us here in this creation, He has given us, showered us all the gifts of the world, but we cannot be happy. We cannot overcome this loneliness which is piercing us within, unless we go back to Father.
You said just now that we're not receptive to that we're more receptive to the worldly ambitions.
That's what I say. Our mind, you see, is running towards senses. We run to these things because we think we'll be able to get happiness there. That is why mind is shifting from one sense to another sense to another sense. Because mind thinks that he'll be able to get all the pleasure what he's trying to find outside. He'll be able to overcome this loneliness in the worldly pleasures. But then he gets frustrated. You see, it gets frustrated.
Can we ignore those worldly ambitions in order to become more receptive to the Shabad?
No, we have to do our duty in this world. We have to reasonably live in this world. Then it depends upon, you see, individual situations.